Yeah, let's get to some professional boxing. We had PBC on Prime this weekend, and we'll start with Terrell Gausha. I mean, well,
you guys were there, right?
Yeah, we was there. Elijah Garcia.
Too, right?
Very accurate.
Okay, I was there. We were all there.
I mean,
What was unpack that ill?
The fight starts, and I told Antt, I said, Terrell is good. He just don't throw enough punches.
This is about 1 minute in, maybe 1 minute 30.
I said, but he's super accurate. When he does punch, he lands. Boom, comes the right hand. I was so hyped. I looked at him. I'm like, this close to his face. I'm like, what I tell you? I thought the fight was going to be over at that point. I really did.
Really?
I truly thought the fight was over at that point because I thought that he being a vet, I thought that he would learn, he would know how to be accurate again, keep Elijah off of him, get him out of there. But, you know, when you have a certain style, when it's time to really hit that thing, and that's really not who you are. I think he didn't really have that next gear to do that in that moment. That moment got away from him, and you know, as me and Chris talked about it earlier, he had too many moments where he laid on the ropes and allowed things to happen. But every time he threw, he landed. Every time he, you know, asserted himself, he had success. It seemed like he tried to turn it on a little bit later on in the fight. A few firefights at certain points in the fight, which made the fight a little bit more fun to watch. It was a pro Garcia crowd, you know, essentially. And I think I heard boos at the end.
Definitely heard boos.
Yeah, I heard boos when the announcement was made. I thought he was robbed, but rounds were close. And I'm gonna let y'all take over. This is what I told Chris. I said that was kind of like my fight with Keith Thurman. Man. My fight with Keith, it was, you know, I'm my work rate and I'm on Keith, but then Keith lands a couple of big punches here and there in certain rounds, and it's like if he was able to win, why wasn't I able to win my fight? You know, based on the way the fight looked, the way the fight went.
That's not a knockdown.
And I thought the difference, and without a knockdown, you know, and he got knocked down. You know,
wasn't the A side.
Yeah. Well, you know,
kind of what happened on Saturday.
So I'll let y'all take over. But I mean, overall, I felt like he won the fight, especially with the knockdown. But rounds were close. I can't. I'm not saying that to defend any of the judges that night. I don't think that at this point I can't. You know, I think that the crowd's reaction was enough for me to understand that was a robbery.
Yeah, and we'll go ahead. Antt.
I just want to see Elijah Garcia grow. It's time to start seeing more from him in the ring.
Yeah.
It's time. I don't know what it is. Is Bob Santos in the corner now?
Yeah, his first fight with him, I believe.
Okay, maybe he'll grow and mature. I just want to see more from the kid. I think Kyron Davis got him.
Yep.
And the last fight was tough too.
That was the last fight.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it's coming off a loss. So I just want to see the kid grow. I didn't see a lot from him. I haven't seen him add nothing to his game.
Yeah.
Still young. So that's my thing. I just want to see him grow.
Yeah. Did you see the fight too, Chris?
Yeah, I did. And you know, Terrell being from Cleveland, and I think the world of Terrell as a human. Sorry, I got to throw it out there. But, you know, I think that Terrell, sharp, straight punches, right? I think with Garcia, some of the fundamental stuff, dropping the lead hand and all that, where Terrell was able to capitalize off. I told Sean I had to turn it off after the decision. I really did. I went back and watched the rest later, but I'm with you guys. I thought Terrell won. I thought he landed the sharper, more accurate punches, and he's better when he moves his feet a little bit more, right? But still deserved it. So.
Yeah, I thought I echo Antt's sentiments about wanting to see growth from Elijah Garcia. To me, you know, some fighters, they take their talent for granted. He kind of takes his toughness for granted because he has he's a tough kid. Like he has a good chin. He has heavy hands. His hands are slow, but he does mix up his punch selection good. But I thought Terrell Gausha won this fight, and Elijah just doesn't have that sense of urgency. And, you know, I talked to him before the fight. He's got these 2 beautiful kids. He's been a dad since he was 16. So he definitely is mature for a 21-year-old, but in other ways immature.
Immature in the ring.
In the ring. Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, exactly. Immature in the ring in terms of, hey, you know, coming off a loss, they're not too many fighters get this kind of opportunity. It's not like you were in the Olympics. It's not like you medaled. It's not like you're this guy that would typically get all these extra opportunities afforded to you, but you do, because he upset Amil Clauer Vidal a couple years ago, you know, on Showtime. But I thought Gausha landed the cleaner punches, super accurate, like Shawn said. That right hand he dropped him with in the first round, it was the Tim Tszyu right hand all over again. Same punch he dropped him with, and you know, Elijah was consistent, and he did do some good body work in this fight. And he, at 3 minutes every round, coming forward most of the fight and throwing a lot of combinations and working the body. He had his moments in this fight. And Gausha, like always, you know, didn't always let his hands go the most. But I thought he turned it up by his standards a little bit more tthan he usually does. He fought with the intention of knowing I got to step it up a little bit. And I thought he definitely stepped it up enough and was accurate enough. I mean, Elijah's head was always in the center. Yeah. It was always in the center. So for Garcia, you're not going to be able to walk through those punches forever. You know, you can walk through them now when you're young and you're strong, and he's a tough Arizona kid, but he's got to find that sense of urgency and find it quick, because, you know, like everyone's saying, he was fortunate to get out of there with a win in this fight. Yeah,
that could have been 2 in a row for him.
Yeah.
Could have been 2 in a row for him. But obviously we want better things from Elijah moving forward. Not really sure what's next for Terrell. You know, I was talking to Chris and I was telling him, you know, I'm not crazy about the whole gatekeeping concept, but it's a part of the game, as we know. And, you know, when you take a loss like this, as Chris said, you know, when you perform the way that Terrell did, it makes people, you know, it increases your profile, but as I told Chris, doesn't increase your profile in the wrong way, where another promoter that's looking to build their fighter, or the same promoter is looking to build another fighter, now do they stick you in with that guy to kind of build him, you know? So I hate to see that for Terrell, but well, I don't know. We'll see moving forward.